Morning, good morning, good morning. Think about the stupidity of CEOs. Today, very interesting. We're going to talk about stupidity of people. You're going to roll out a chatbot. Now, Microsoft's was successful. Google's failed. You're going to take 3 weeks longer to put it out. And then you're going to come on stage and you're just going to do queries that you've already done. Not a live demo. This is what Baidu did. So basically, and Baidu has another problem on top of that. They have to limit it to all the China stuff. I mean, like if you said what happened in Tiananmen Square, it better not answer. Or Robin Lee going to get called into a room and he'll disappear. Okay? So he does this. He's going to roll it out. And he knows it's a failure and it's a piece of shit. Think about that. Why not just put out a press release and say we're live? Why are you going to do a demo of something that doesn't work? I don't even understand the logic. Okay, let's talk about FRC, the bank. He's down to 22. He got up to 50. He's back to 22. Now, I don't care who you are, unless you are the most complete brain-dead person in the whole world. Yes, brain-dead. Your family should leave you. Everybody should leave you. You should be left on the side of the road. If you have more than $250,000 in any bank, why wouldn't you take it all out except the 250? The government never said they're going to cover every bank. They can't cover every bank. There's $21 trillion in deposits. I'm telling you, it's this simple. Now they can say they're going to go cover it all. Do you believe them? Are you going to believe them? Really? I mean, it's just fascinating that the things that are happening in the market. Okay? Today, people are still saying the EU is going to do 50%. If they do 50%, today may be the day we finally go down 100. We just can't go down 100. But we may. Because that tells you they don't really care about this. But let me tell you, the market tells you and teaches you what should happen. Money is truth. Money is truth. Now, the reason the market can go way up is if they do zero, then we're going to say the Fed will do zero. Think about what the ridiculously people as dumb as Robin Lee from Baidu are doing. They're saying, the Fed needs to do 25 or lose credibility. Who cares about credibility? I just care about reality. They have no credibility. Does somebody say, oh, Powell has credibility, he said this, I'm not going to do this? They have no credibility. Really. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing, amazing. Think about it. All these banks like FRC, they should all go to zero. Or you max, say, the max deposits they have, say, 1,000 accounts. Max deposits, 250,000 in there, that's it. That's all they're worth. Okay. I could go with that. Think about Mark Andreessen has $4.2 billion in. Do you think he's putting that $4.2 billion in any one other bank? I wouldn't even put it in JP Morgan. They wouldn't cover that either. Look, Here's the reality of the situation for people that trust people. I just don't trust people. You know how long it's going to take you if there's $1 million in a bank and they say they're not going to cover it? You know how many lawsuits and how much time it's going to take you to get your $750,000 back? At least 10 years. 10 years. It won't even go to court for 2 years. Who wants to do that? Okay? Interesting. Okay, Meta. Ripper. This thing, we sold it yesterday. It didn't. We have shares too. We sold it. It didn't look like it was going to get through this 197. 197 number is huge. So it popped down 2. So we're going to buy back, and then it popped in the last minute. It's okay. So it's popping. It's 200. So here's the thing. Let's do the math. And I did the math for you guys yesterday. I'm going to do it again really fast. 10,000 people at 200,000 each. That's what they make. A lot of them make 300, 400, 500, and a lot of them make 100. Okay? So 200K average. Okay, that's $2 billion. 10,000 is $2 billion. Now, they all get benefits, 30%, because healthcare is ridiculously stupid expensive. Okay? So that's $2.6 billion. He just saved $2.6 billion in expenses. Okay? But now he had 5,000 openings. So that's half of the 10. So if it's 2.6, the number would have to be 1.3 for half, right? That's $3.9 billion in expenses he just cut. So he almost cut $4 billion plus what he did before. Interesting. So can he do as much with less? Probably. Look at what Elon's doing. Is Elon doing more with less? Absolutely. Now, is it for companies to expect that of you? No, that's a different story. Has nothing to do with that. Just matters on what's happening. So even all the people that were laid off, and say you're laid off and you have 3,000 options. Two different things. You get restricted stock and you get options. They still do options. People were telling me, oh, they don't do options anymore. They still do options, guys. Come on. When I left Texas Instruments, I left with 10-year options that were good for 7 more years. So let's say Facebook is doing options. Who knows if they are or not. But these guys that are fired, their stock is good, or their option, let's say, have 3,000 shares. I had 25,000 plus 3,000 shares at a certain price. Let's say it's $100, 150, and they're good for 7 more years. And it goes up 150 more, and their options are at 150. They make 150 times 10,000 shares. They're going to make a couple $1 million. They're probably happy they got laid off, so their stock would go up. Awesome. Okay? So just keep an eye on that. Okay? Interesting. And this is why I don't trust people. Because people send me stuff all the time, not even that. And they think just because their company or this company doesn't do this, other companies don't do this. You have no idea what companies do. Okay? So just know that. Then we see. Okay? So today, Microsoft, ready to hit 272 if the market does good. And this is all going to change on the EU thing. If EU does 0, I think we rocket. If EU does 50, I think we tank. And I mean we tank hard. And FRC completely goes to $10 if they do 50. Very interesting, right? Then we see. Okay, Meta. So Meta is going to do better because their earnings are going to be better. And then you got the TikTok thing on top of that. NVIDIA trying to go. How much money is NVIDIA going to make off all these bots? These chatbots, people are just showing you nonstop. Okay, Adobe had good earnings, went way up. But just think of what Kramer told you. Now, you may or may not like Kramer. That's okay. See, I like Kramer because he just gives me information for the day, and I just view it for the day. People view it for the year and the life, for the lifetime. Can't do that. It's just information. It's good for the day if you like it or not. And here's what Kramer said. If you believe in chatbots, then why do you need Adobe? The chatbot can build your website. The chatbot can do all the graphic artist stuff that you do on Adobe. So if only 10%, if they lose 10% of their business, then they have no growth over time. But we knew it would be good because it's this quarter. But in a year, I would think in a year, Adobe starts going down really, really hard. Really hard. Interesting. Now, I don't know how the chatbot stuff works, but will the chatbot use Adobe? Maybe. Then it's different, right? Then it's different. Just got to figure it out and see what happens. Okay? So that's what we have. That's what we have. All about what happens in the EU in a little while. Okay? So Michael's asking, Sam, if I have $4 million in brokerage accounts, only covers 500K. It's 500K per account. You can go to Fidelity. Then you can have a different account with an LLC at Fidelity. It's a different name. Then you can go and have another company, a different name under LLCs at Fidelity. Then you can go to TD Ameritrade, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you have many accounts. Now, it covers 500,000, but most people with bigger money, they buy treasuries. And you can go to Treasury Direct and do that. And those are covered. Now, if the U.S. government defaults, you're probably hosed anyway. The whole world's hosed. But that's where you can move some money. Interesting like that. Okay? Not exactly sure when the EU comes out. Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. 316. Stocks go up, stocks go down, then we see. SPX was down 15 and then it was down 6. Okay, so it's down 6. You're at 38.75, 38.52, 38.30. Upside 39.09, 39.52. Okay, NVIDIA. Would love to see this get to 250. He's going to do a presentation next week. Now, Baidu CEO came out. That's stupid. It's very conceivable that NVIDIA does a shit presentation too. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. It's possible both ways. I mean, I get messages today that says, Sam, man, I'm doing great because I bought both sides on Baidu. I said you could buy both sides. So they're going to do great. Interesting, right? Don't just assume NVIDIA is going to be great. So let me tell you, if NVIDIA, who's the benefactor here, if it's that great and the rest of his business is good, he should be guiding higher. He should immediately guide higher. If he doesn't guide higher, that's a tell too. If he guides higher, probably 272, 280. If he doesn't, and all he does says, look how great things are, but doesn't say his business is better, probably down to 220 next week, the 21st. Lam Research, 491, 502, underneath 481. Adobe, nice. 356, 359, underneath 342. FRC, 19. If this gets sub 10, they'll close it. So let me tell you something else, guys. Now, I'm hearing stuff that some brokerages are exercising the options, like if you bought SFVB, and they're creating a short position in your account, and they're going to charge you some interest to be short, etc., carry rates, but you have the position. So at some point when it opens up and you can cover it. But let me tell you something, this FRC. Let's say you go out there and you buy the 20 puts and it goes to 10. If they close it, they may never open it again. Just be careful of that, okay? JP Morgan going lower with all these new deposits. You know why? They're going to raise the cost for JP Morgan to have that money. Okay? Just know that. And how high is that? If it's 1%, trying to cover all the other banks, that's huge. JP Morgan may come back and say, we don't want the money. Interesting. Avago, 609, 632. Goldman Sachs, down 10. Down 10 again. I'm telling you. 306, 296. Meta, 203, very hard 209. Underneath, 194. Snowman needs 142. MDB, why is it going up? I mean, I'm just flabbergasted, but let it go up. And you're going to have a nice short. The company's trading at $2. They're going to make $1. Now it's 212 PE. NOW can't get out of its own way. It doesn't move. It doesn't move at all. I mean, it's crazy now. It doesn't move. So just wait. Netflix, what a play yesterday. Very nice play yesterday. Rolled twice. This looks like 309, 316. Microsoft, 266, 269. I think a line is going to go to 400 at earnings. I think the China business is going through the roof. Baidu, 121 down, 141 up. Moderna. So Elon said that and it popped. But then it didn't move, so we got out when it was coming down even. Different world. Can't sit in these anymore. You got to dump them. Tesla. When is Tesla 2 points out of the money, $2? Think about that. For 2 days. He doesn't believe it moves. First Solar, 199, 191. Enphase, 199, 196. That's what we know. Everybody have a great trade day. See you in chat.